Okay, I'm just gonna make this video just because, hell, I don't know if this is gonna help someone out. Maybe it will, maybe it won't, whatever. Or if you guys got any more input on how I can make this easier for anyone, be my guest, that'd be great. So, I am trying to restore these quarter windows, and what I did was, there was pretty much no line here to begin with. So what I did was I took my 1/4 inch tape, and I actually started up top here and ran it all the way down. Then I took my 3/4 and I kept going over top of it about 6 times, 7 times, hell, 10 times, I don't remember. And then after I did that, I took my icing, which is this right here, and you want to use this because it's actually flexible because of the polyester in it. And then all I did was I mixed up, I don't know, probably a size about maybe this big around on a tray. And I didn't put a lot of hardener in it. Maybe the size of a pea, if that. That way it gives you a lot more time to work with the actual icing before it starts setting up. Because you want it runny, because that way it actually, I don't know, actually flows with how you're trying to lay it down. That way it's not lumpy. And I'm not saying it's going to be lumpy when you mix Bondo, but just that stuff's real runny. So I just wanted it so I had more time to work with it. So I filled the whole thing with this icing all the way down the side. Didn't care what it looked like. I got pictures of it. I'll show you. And then I let it set up 5 minutes, if that, just to where it was getting tacky. And what I did was I took my thumb and I went around and I touched it and see how well it was setting up. You don't want it to get real hard yet. You want it to stay soft, so that way when you pull your tape, it pulls it just makes a real clean edge on here. That way you can actually have an edge to start with. And then what I did was, after I pulled the tape, let it set up, whatever. Then I come back with this, and it's just a putty knife, or a Bondo spreader. And it's the very sharp edge that lays, that you actually spread it out with. So then what I did was, where the hell's it at? I can't find it. Yeah, I can. I took 80 grit sandpaper, and what I did was I wrapped it around the very edge of that. And the tighter you wrap that, the tighter your crisper your lines will be when you're trying to form Bondo or icing or whatever the hell you're trying to do. So what I did was I just took it and I set it down inside that groove and I worked it back and forth like this. Basically, I just pushed all the way up for my first line, and I kept doing that. And I used 80 grit sandpaper right off the bat. So I sanded that line down a couple times to give me this groove. And then what I did was I flipped it over where it had the wider end. Then I took my 180 grit and I went down the whole thing again. And I just kept doing that. And then I hit it with filler primer. The whole thing, let it set up. Then I'm just going to wet sand this out and it should be good to go. I mean, it's, for not having a line at all, and I'm trying to replicate this groove, it's a pain in the fucking ass. Sorry. And this looks all weird right here. It's just because how the light's hitting it. But I tried keeping this groove the exact same size, and with using that edge, wherever the hell it is, all the time, it's going to give you that same size all the way up the whole thing. So hopefully that helps someone out. I don't know. I'm in the process of finishing this one, and it looks like a nightmare. It looks a lot worse than that other one. So we'll see how this one turns out. We'll see once I hit it with the SEM trim paint. And yeah, that's my rant, and that's why my car is so dirty. And yeah, that's it.